The mountain air was crisp and thin at the International Space Monitoring Station, nestled deep within the Andean peaks. Dr. Liam Rourke rubbed his tired eyes, the soft blue glow of multiple screens casting shadows across his weathered face. Outside the reinforced windows, the early morning mist rolled across the rugged landscape, a stark contrast to the digital chaos unfolding before him. Something was different today. The quantum signal arrays he had meticulously calibrated over the past decade were picking up patterns that defied conventional explanation. Liam leaned closer, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces, filtering and analyzing the incoming data streams. "System, run cross-reference protocol Omega-7, he muttered, his voice barely audible above the gentle hum of advanced computing equipment. The station's artificial intelligence responded immediately, correlating the strange signals against thousands of known astronomical and communication databases. Negative matches. Anomalous signals persisted. Liam's pulse quickened. In his 15 years as a quantum communications specialist, he had encountered countless false alarms, mysterious radio bursts, and unexplained astronomical phenomena. But this was different. These signals carried a deliberate, structured complexity that suggested intelligent origin. The signals weren't random. They weren't natural. They were intentional. A notification pinged on his primary display. The signal's origin point was moving. No, accelerating. At speeds that challenged current understanding of propulsion physics. Whatever was generating these transmissions was approaching our solar system with purpose. Dr. Rosa Alvarez, the station's lead astrophysicist, entered the control room. Her typical calm demeanor was replaced by a look of intense concentration. "Liam, are you seeing what I'm seeing?" He nodded, expanding the holographic display. Mathematical sequences, geometric patterns, and complex waveforms danced across the projection. "It's not just a signal. It's a message, or part of a message." Rosa studied the data, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns. "These aren't random quantum fluctuations. These are deliberate communication protocols. Something, or someone, is announcing their arrival." The implications hung heavy in the air. Humanity had long speculated about extraterrestrial contact, but the scientific community had always maintained a skeptical stance. Now the evidence was materializing before their eyes. Liam initiated a secure communication channel, his hand steady despite the adrenaline coursing through his veins. "This is Dr. Liam Rourke from the Andean Quantum Research Station. We have a Category 5 astronomical anomaly. All global monitoring networks need to be alerted immediately." Within minutes, the station transformed. Researchers from various disciplines converge, analyzing the incoming data from multiple perspectives. Physicists, mathematicians, linguists, and communication experts worked in perfect synchronization, trying to decode the mysterious signals. The message, when partially deciphered, was both a warning and a declaration, and civilization identifying itself as the harmonic collective was approaching Earth. Their transmission suggested not just exploration, but integration, a term that carried an ominous undertone of potential conquest. "They're not asking for permission," Rosa whispered, her voice a mixture of scientific fascination and growing concern. "They're announcing their arrival." Liam's mind raced through potential scenarios. Humanity had always imagined first contact would be a moment of wonder, of scientific breakthrough. But this felt different. This felt like a prelude to something else entirely. As the first rays of sunlight broke through the Andean mist, illuminating the high-tech monitoring station, Dr. Liam Rourke realized that everything was about to change. The approaching storm was not just astronomical, it was existential. Humanity's greatest challenge was approaching, and no one knew if they were truly prepared. The United Nations Emergency Command Center buzzed with controlled chaos. Admiral Kira Volkov stood at the central holographic display, her piercing green eyes scanning the global defense readiness map. The initial quantum signals detected by the Andean Research Station had transformed the world's military and technological landscape within hours. Representatives from every continent crowded the circular command room. Screens displayed real-time data from satellite networks, quantum communication arrays, and strategic defense installations. The Harmonic Collective's approach was no longer a theoretical threat. It was an imminent reality. "We're looking at a complete paradigm shift," Volkov announced, her voice cutting through the nervous murmurs. Her background in international maritime strategy and quantum defense systems made her the perfect coordinator for this unprecedented global challenge. The holographic display shifted, showing the projected approach of the alien fleet. Multiple colored lines represented potential invasion corridors, each marked with probability calculations and strategic analysis. Traditional military doctrine would have suggested concentrating defenses around major cities or critical infrastructure. But Volkov had a different approach. "We're not going to play by their expected rules," she told the assembled military and scientific leaders. "Our strength is our diversity, our ability to be unpredictable." National representatives began presenting their unique defense strategies. The Brazilian delegation outlined a plan to use the Amazon rainforest's complex ecosystem as a natural defensive network. Indian scientists proposed quantum disruption technologies that could interfere with advanced alien communication systems. African nations suggested using terrain and local knowledge to create adaptive defensive networks. "Each region will develop its own approach," Volkov explained. "We're not creating a unified defense strategy. We're creating a completely decentralized, impossible-to-predict response system." The strategy was radical. Instead of a monolithic defense, humanity would become a complex, adaptive organism. No single point of attack could compromise the entire planetary defense network. Dr. Rajesh Khanna, a lead quantum physicist from the Indian Space Research Organization, presented their most promising technology. "We've developed quantum interference devices that can create localized reality distortions. Essentially, we can make our defensive systems fundamentally unpredictable." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Traditional military thinking relied on predictable patterns, standardized responses. The Harmonic Collective would expect a uniform defense strategy. Instead, they would face a planet that could change its defensive capabilities at a moment's notice. Deep beneath the Brazilian rainforest, in a state-of-the-art underground research facility, Alina Rodriguez worked feverishly. Surrounded by holographic displays and quantum computing systems, she represented humanity's most innovative hope against the approaching threat. Her team of engineers, programmers, and theoretical physicists had been working non-stop since the first alien signals were detected. Their mission: develop technologies that could disrupt the Harmonic Collective's advanced systems. "It's not about matching their technology," Elena explained to her core team. "It's about creating something they can't anticipate or understand." A breakthrough came from an unexpected direction. By studying the quantum communication patterns intercepted from the alien fleet, Alina discovered something profound. The Harmonic Collective's technological systems operated on extremely rigid, predictable quantum algorithms. "They're like a massive, complex computer," she told her lead engineer, Marcus Oliveira. "Brilliant, but fundamentally inflexible. We need to introduce controlled chaos into their systems." Their solution was elegantly complex. They developed adaptive nanotechnological interfaces that could dynamically change their operational parameters in microseconds. Where alien systems expected consistent patterns, these interfaces would provide constant, unpredictable variations. Prototype tests showed remarkable results. Simulated alien communication networks became completely destabilized when these adaptive technologies were introduced. It was technological guerrilla warfare. Small, intelligent systems that could fundamentally disrupt large, rigid networks. The facility became a beacon of human ingenuity. Scientists from around the world collaborated remotely, each contributing unique perspectives and technological approaches. The goal was no longer simple defense, but active technological rebellion. As the Harmonic Collective drew closer, Humanity was preparing not just to resist, but to fundamentally challenge the invaders' understanding of technological warfare. Captain Theo Nakamura gripped the control interface of the multinational defense platform, his eyes fixed on the incoming alien fleet. The orbital defense zone had transformed into a complex, dynamic battleground that defied traditional space warfare concepts. The harmonic collected ships approached in perfect geometric formations, their metallic surfaces gleaming with technological precision. They expected a conventional resistance. Instead, they encountered organized chaos. "Activate distributed defense protocol," Nakamura commanded. Instantly, hundreds of small, adaptive defense satellites began moving in seemingly random patterns. Each satellite was equipped with Elena Rodriguez's quantum interference technology, capable of changing its operational parameters millisecond by millisecond. The alien fleet's initial attack waves encountered something unprecedented. Their targeting systems, designed for predictable defensive structures, found themselves unable to lock onto stable targets. Defensive satellites would simultaneously appear and disappear from sensor readings, their quantum signatures fluctuating wildly. What the Harmonic Collective perceived as a technologically inferior civilization was actually a living, breathing defense network that could think and adapt faster than their rigid computational systems could process. Dr. Gabriel Okonkwo watched the global defense networks in action from the International Coordination Center. As a xenopsychologist, he understood that this conflict was more than a technological battle. It was a clash of fundamental cognitive approaches. "They can't comprehend our randomness," he explained to the assembled global leaders. The Harmonic Collective's entire civilization is built on predictability. Their technology, their social structures, their very thought processes are linear and predetermined. Humanity's strength emerged from its fundamental unpredictability. Where the alien civilization saw chaos as a weakness, humans saw it as their greatest strength. Each nation, each community approached the defense differently, and that diversity became an insurmountable challenge for the invaders. The final breakthrough came from an unexpected source. By analyzing the alien communication patterns, Gabriel's team discovered that the Harmonic Collective couldn't process cognitive dissonance. Their entire technological and social framework collapsed when confronted with information that didn't fit their predetermined understanding. Global teams began broadcasting deliberately contradictory, complex information streams, mathematical sequences that defied logical resolution, cultural references that had no standard interpretation, artistic expressions that challenged linear thinking, all designed to overwhelm the alien computational systems. The invasion began to fracture. Alien ships started experiencing systemic failures. Their perfect formations dissolved as their central computational networks struggled to process the constant stream of unpredictable human responses. In the end, humanity didn't defeat the Harmonic Collective through superior technology or firepower. They won by being fundamentally, beautifully human, unpredictable, creative, and resilient. As the last alien ships retreated, Dr. Okonkwo smiled. Humanity had just proven that its greatest strength wasn't in its weapons, but in its ability to think beyond established boundaries. The message to the universe was clear. Earth was not a civilization to be conquered. It was a planet of infinite possibilities. Epilogue. In the years that followed, the encounter with the Harmonic Collective became a turning point in human history. It wasn't just a moment of defense, but a profound statement about the nature of intelligence, adaptability, and the power of diverse thinking. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged not just surviving, but triumphant.